Louis Riel is widely known as the founding father of Manitoba. After his execution in Regina, the Métis in Manitoba went through a dark period and were afraid to promote their culture. In 1997, the people of Manitoba elected a new leader, and under his guidance, our people are now proud to be known as Métis.
The MMF is at 30 years old, as I stated, a well-established institution in Canada, not just Manitoba.
He is one of the best speakers, period, that I've heard in my life.
For him to give up his career and come and lead the Métis people in the way he has done, it just speaks volumes of the man. But most importantly, I just can't believe the vision that man has and how he sees into the future.
Those things affected us. Even though it's 1977, they affect the young people or affect you in this room today because your parents couldn't provide properly for you because their resources were taken from them. So I assure you we'll be taking these people to court.
Having David Chartrand with not only the long, over 20 years of experience, but the vision that goes with it has been exceptional. In fact, I would say that David is probably one of the outstanding political figures now, not just in Manitoba, but throughout the country.
David Chartrand was born in the small Métis community of Duck Bay, Manitoba. David is the fourth child in a family of 8 and was raised by a single mom, Martha, who instilled a strong sense of the traditional values of family and community.
His mom taught him that to look for the best in people. And that's what I think one of my husband's greatest virtues is that he can look at a situation, he can look at a person, but he always finds the best.
Growing up with David he was a big brother. He's a big brother bear, sort of always making sure everything was all okay and no one could bother his younger siblings or younger sisters.
When my son was young, he had cancer, and I would bring him down to the president's office here. And even though David had meetings with premiers and ministers and prime ministers, he always had time for my son, who was, I think, like 3 or 4 at the time, and going through a lot of hardships. And he always took time, and it something that I'll never forget.
And we can never in our history say those aren't Métis for sure. But those people have been all left out. So a lot of them we have to figure out how do we bring all of those people in there, not just 900 people. We got families. So that's why
he always tries to, to ensure that family comes first, and that's something that he tells us here every day. Your family is very important.
He's a good friend, and he understands when our families are, in need, and when something happens in our families, he has a good understanding. We've had our battles, but we always come out laughing and smiling, and we work well together.
In all of David's speeches, he begins by thanking the elders.
I always send a message no matter where I go. Always recognize your elders first.
He has great respect for previous leaders and elders who have advised him over the years.
David gravitates to the older people and the real young people. But the old people, there's a special place in that man's heart for the elders.
So we talk about negotiations. We talk now who is the real negotiator here. So it goes to show his passion and his drive and his commitment to you is strong.
This is not a job for him. It's not work. It's what he does. It's just what he does, and that's the rest of his caucus members. And so that relationship that is there is what I think will carry us further in the next 50 years to come.
But for David Chartrand and the Manitoba Métis Federation Board, I'm not sure we'd be sitting where we are today. I think we may have lost control of the destiny of the Métis Nation. Would have gone somewhere where we didn't want it to go.
Our success, our growth, our prosperity, the future for our youth, the land claims, all of it. It was by design. David had a plan.
Best compliment you can give to any elected representative is that he or she knows the files. You can talk to him about anything, and he knows it better than most of the staff.
The strength of any leader is not only being respected and supported by his own people, but also by people and organizations outside his own government.
The things I enjoy about David, he's an emotional person, he's outgoing, loves to talk, loves to share stories, and a strong negotiator. He takes a strong position for his stakeholders, for the Métis, and isn't afraid to fight for it.
If we don't get to the table and start being treated with that respect, It will happen, trust me, one way or another. This government, the next, we're not going away.
I certainly have enjoyed my dealings with him. He's not easy to deal with all the time, but you wouldn't expect that. But he's always a gentleman and a person that, as I say, I've come to respect enormously and like a lot too.
David has championed the Métis cause in every area I know: land claims, education, child welfare, human rights, justice, economic development, community development. Duck Bay must be very proud, David.
Congratulations, David, on reaching 20 years as president of the Manitoba Métis Associations. It's Eric Newell here, and I want to congratulate you on all you've achieved over the past 20 years.
While David has received numerous awards and recognition, he believes nothing is more rewarding than the advancement of his people and the respect they bestow upon him.
You know, one day my dream is I'd love to get elected by acclamation. You know, just one day. So for me, it'd be a personal thank you from the nation, from the people, that they believe in me so much that nobody's going to willing to put their name against me, that people are not going to support anybody else. That I'd get on, because it's never been done before in the Federation. It wasn't an ego building for me. It was just a personal thing that I've given my life and from my family's life too, because my family hardly sees me.
As a friend, I have the utmost respect for him. He's my mentor, kind of guiding me along.
He is a strong and powerful leader, but behind that is the most soft, caring, amazing man I've ever met in my life.
He's like a brother to me. Like my family has had struggles, and has his, and we've grown up through those struggles, both privately, but also professionally, and I would trust him with my life.
With strong leadership from President Chartrand and his board of directors, this is just the beginning of new and exciting advancements for the Métis in Manitoba.
The day will come when we put the true story and the respect that the Métis should deserve. Whether we were squalors or not, they put us there because they took away something from us. And that's what we want in the land claims. We're going to get it back, and that head start is coming, my friends. It's coming, and it's going to come very, very soon. So we will never, ever give up.
He has given us our pride back. And it was by design. This wasn't inevitably going to happen, none of it. And so like I said, I'm honored to be his wife. I'm very proud of our president, and where he goes, I'll follow.
I'm proud of her. I'm very proud she accepted my invitation to get married and to be my partner. And I think I never would have done this without her. I think if I didn't have somebody there to stand with me, be with me, understand when I need to be, when I too need somebody to follow my head on somebody else's shoulder, to go through those tough times. I've had many tough times, and I sat here many a night here in this office by myself, and I'm very lucky. And so I say thank you to her for accepting me and putting up with me all these 20 years, and hopefully she'll put up a lot more.